Kids are in bed?
Kids are in bed.
Welcome, everybody, to episode 62 of The Kids Are in Bed. I'm Tim Severson, and this is Jenny Severson. Jenny, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good. It's good to have you back. Your light is brighter than the candle that we had in your stead. So it's
thank you.
It's wonderful to see
that
you
is
again.
So kind. Thank you.
How was Nashville?
Oh,
didn't see you there, Nashville. Gonna sneak right by.
I always feel like you ask me questions I'm not prepared for.
Yeah.
I was there for work.
Yeah. But neither of us have ever been.
No, it was my first time.
Yeah.
First time. I would say
You reserve your judgment for when you go back not as a part of a work trip?
yes, it was a work trip. And we went out on Broadway a couple nights.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't get to like decide where I was going.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
You were being led around.
I had to like go with the crowd.
Yeah.
There was like one night there was like 30 of us.
Yeah.
And I have to assume that the rest of Nashville is probably pretty cool.
Yeah.
But that like Broadway area didn't really like hit it for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. That's like I feel like when we went to Panama City and like we went down like the main drag and all the restaurants there like Dick's Last Resort and Margaritaville and stuff.
Yeah, there was a Margaritaville.
Of course
on Broadway.
Of course there was a Margaritaville.
There was a Margaritaville.
Where isn't there a Margaritaville?
And somebody in my group took my picture in front of Margaritaville. And I didn't know him very well. And he was like, oh, you got to take your picture in front of Margaritaville. And I'm like trying to make a good impression. So I said yes.
Wait, did you go in? You went in, though?
No, just down the street.
He just saw the sign of Margaritaville and said, you need your picture with that?
Yeah.
Not
we
because
were
you
walking,
were just in there and had a good time or saw a show or anything.
No, we were
like
walking down the street and he said, you need a picture in front of Margaritaville. And I didn't know what to do, so I just obliged.
Well, now the thing is about things like this is now we just have to take your picture in front of every Margaritaville we ever see.
I was like, oh yeah, thanks, that'd be great.
And never go to a single one. You just take pictures in front of Margaritavilles. And when people are like, what's your fun fact? It's like, I take pictures in front of Margaritavilles.
Yeah.
Want to see?
I'm excited about this. It's a good fun fact. I did have some really good barbecue.
That's nice.
There were some people, so there were people from all over.
Sure.
Right? Nobody that was there was actually from Nashville.
Okay.
Everybody came in.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was a lot of people from the South that were accusatory about the barbecue situation.
rules. Yeah.
Yeah. There was a lot of barbecue conversation going on. But we went to this place, Jack's, that had really good barbecue. Mm-hmm. And I tried the Tennessee barbecue.
I feel like Jack's is like a well-known place. Yeah, I feel like I've heard that before.
It's probably like the Margaritaville of barbecue places.
Okay, yeah.
That's my guess.
We need to pitch them. We need to pitch them that line. We are the Margaritaville of barbecue places.
It was delicious.
Yeah.
Like, it was so good. I tried the Tennessee.
Yeah.
Everyone else was going for the
Kansas City?
Kansas City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the difference, if I recall, is that Tennessee is more vinegar based and Kansas City is more
I went for the vinegar.
Molasses based?
It's more like sweet.
Yeah.
And then there's another place. Now I'm going to forget where these people were from. I can't remember where they were from. South Carolina, maybe?
Okay.
It was mustard. Their barbecue was like mustard flavored.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like I could maybe get behind mustard barbecue.
Yeah. It sounded like it was more of like a dry situation.
Yeah. I like the idea of barbecue more than I like to consume it.
You don't like barbecue.
Yeah.
You don't.
I know.
You just don't like it.
I don't like barbecue.
I do. I like pulled meats.
So do I. I do too. So much.
But I don't want to like eat like ribs or something. But like a pulled pork sandwich.
Yeah.
You know
like
what
a
else
slow cooked.
I kind of like, but I don't know if it's like makes me old. I like coleslaw.
Well, no, I don't think it makes you old.
I feel like that's like a sign of becoming like a grandparent.
Coleslaw is one of those dishes for me that when you have really good coleslaw, it's like, that's good. But you can get tricked. And people will be like, oh, did you try the coleslaw? It's really, and then you eat it and you're like, son of a bitch. That wasn't good at all.
That's true.
But yeah,
bad coleslaw.
Yeah, it's just hard to know, you know, which one.
The other thing though, it actually made me kind of sad to be in Nashville because every bar has like 4 different stages and it's just filled with all of these musicians who are so talented. Like every single band I saw, I was just like, that person is so talented.
Yeah.
And they're never going to make it.
Yeah.
And that just kind of made me sad. Like I left feeling really bummed. I didn't.
Yeah. Well, I think it comes down to what, you know, everybody has their own definition of make it, right?
That's true.
And so sometimes making it is just doing the thing. You know, just.
You think they made it because they're singing on Broadway?
Well, yeah. I mean, because, I mean, I don't know. I will be on cloud 9 the first time I get paid for something I wrote. It could be $10. It could be 100. It doesn't matter. It's validation, right? And so
yeah, that's true.
When you think about it, here's how I'll spin it for you. Taylor Swift has to travel all over the world. If you're performing on Broadway, people are traveling all over the world to see you.
Oh, look at that positive spin.
So you're getting the reach. And so I think to ascend to be able to perform at some of those places is probably, you know, like, damn. Yeah, every once in a while, somebody might walk in. That's like, want to open for me at the arena in Nashville or something like that, you know? That's how it happens. That's more often than not how it happens. Yeah. So
this one guy, he was from Kentucky, but his daughter lives in Nashville. So she's like, I don't know, early 20s. She came out one night to see her dad. And she's a hairstylist. Okay. And so she's like trying to make it to become like a hairstylist for like a country star. Nice. So she works at like the salon where the owner does, you know, I don't know, some country stars.
Like she would get like hired on to like be
like that's her goal.
Yeah.
Is to like get hired on.
Yeah. That's a good gig if you can get it. Yeah. Man.
It's fun to talk to her.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, very cool. Very cool. Well, you know, we were talking about barbecue and today for dinner we had tacos because one of our son's friends reminded us that tacos exist as an option. After we spent an entire summer having Taco Tuesdays, we just stopped eating tacos and forgot.
We literally stopped eating tacos.
Yeah.
For months.
Yes.
Simon came over yesterday and I was just like feeling, you know, like blocked for what to do for dinner. And I was like, hey, Simon, what's your favorite dinner? First thing he said, tacos. I'm like, oh, yeah. Forgot about those. So we ate tacos.
We both went like, tacos. And I even asked him, like, what do you put on a taco? No. I was asking, what do you put on his taco? Yeah. But like, he made like a legit taco. I'm like, yeah, that sounds pretty good.
When we were having Taco Tuesdays, we never just made like normal tacos. No, we made all sorts of elevated tacos.
Yes, because so that is our style. It has been
like forever since we've had just like basic like ground beef tacos. Yeah, yeah. And so the kids loved it.
Yeah, the kids loved it. Yeah, because we're on a mission to try to get Clementine's palate a little up. Mm-hmm. So we're trying to find things to introduce her so that we don't just have to always throw chicken nuggets in the air fryer as a secondary option.
She did a great job tonight.
She did. Really it was amazing. Yeah. And so, but food and cooking and dinner parties are the theme of our episode this week.
Oh, you don't say.
I do say. And so, as usual, I thought we should just start out with talking about a few things that surround food and dinner parties and the like. So you ready for some quick fun facts on those things?
I love fun facts.
All right.
On all things.
So dinner parties started in ancient Greece, and they were called symposiums. And the food.
Disagree. As long as there's been food, there's been parties to eat it. Like, they can't claim that they started the dinner party. Like, if you're all getting together to eat the food around the fire,
well, I think the idea
in
is
the cave, you're having a dinner party.
Well, yeah, well, right, but like like sometimes it's a Last Supper, and it's like, well, that really a party,
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm just saying.
Yes.
That can't be accurate.
Well, so
you're telling me that nobody before this had fun eating dinner.
Hey, take it easy. I haven't even finished the fun fact yet.
I know it's not fun at all.
Because the reason why they're accredited with it is that the food wasn't the center point. The food was kind of how it started, and then it was more about wine, philosophizing, poetry, performing for each other.
Is that a word?
Philosophizing?
Doesn't seem like a word. Is it? Philosophizing?
Yeah, like...
I don't think that's a word.
Challenge accepted.
Philosophizing? That can't be a word.
How would I spell that?
You wouldn't, because it's not a word. Is it? Philosophizing.
Yeah, it's just philosophy. Yeah.
That sounds made up. Okay. Point to you. Point to you. Doesn't sound like a real word, but okay.
So that was the point. So then,
Sounds to me like they weren't having dinner parties. They were having philosophy parties.
Well, they were doing a lot. I think they probably leave out some other activities that the Greek men preferred to partake in. Remember that in the birdcage?
What interesting china. Why, it looks like young men playing leapfrog. Is it Greek?
Yikes.
God, that movie's good. And then in the 18th century, dinner parties became a sign of status. So you would invite people over to see your castle, and you would be showing off like your wealth and abundance. The modern day American dinner party idea really took flight post World War II, and probably during as well. People started to come together and eat more frequently in that style, where somebody would host and they would have people over. This is just research I did.
Yeah, I don't know, Tim. I appreciate the effort you put in to the research, but you're trying to tell me that, so what, like, in all of American history, nobody had a dinner party until post-World War II?
Well, I think it just depends on what the definition is. Yes, of course, people ate dinner together, but I think the idea of a dinner party is a little more, as I'm thinking of it, is more like the ambiance and the whole idea of it. I just don't think that there was a ton of space for that.
The entertaining component?
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah, people were
Can
rough.
a pizza party be a dinner party?
Yeah, but when did pizza show up in America?
I'm just saying. People sitting around a table eating food, I think that's a dinner party.
Sure.
That's just me.
Yeah.
It's just me.
Okay. I hear it. I think I was going for more of just like the roots of like a dinner party we would host. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
Heard.
I got it.
Yeah, I got you.
Man, that's a good dinner party conversation starter right there.
What's in dinner party?
I think what makes a dinner party is you have to have a good playlist going to match the meal.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? No?
Yeah. Vibes. You gotta have vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like restaurants, for example, have researched, or people in the industry have researched, higher pitched music makes food taste sweeter.
Huh. That's crazy.
Low bass sounds are going to make food taste more bitter.
What? That's insane.
Yeah. And now, so that then outside of tone, pace. Restaurants use music based on how they want the experience to be. So fast-paced music is going to be a place that's going to want to turn over tables fast.
That makes sense.
Slow-paced is going to be sit around and hang out for a while.
Yeah, that checks. That's interesting.
Yeah. So it all matters. So it's like you wanna get something really high pitched when you're serving a dessert, because people be like, "This is amazing." Or especially like if you're serving like a mousse that has like a bitter touch, you want a higher pitched music, and they'll be like, "Oh, this is really a sweet mousse."
Sweet mousse. Dear God, it's a sweet mousse.
Playing music while cooking can improve your cooking. They've researched.
Kind of like talking to your plants.
Yeah, lower stress levels. So you're going to be a little more calm, a little more organized, a little more observant of your process, I think, is the idea.
Interesting. This is a lot of information. This is a lot to take in.
Yeah. So let's talk about, because we like a dinner party.
Love a dinner party.
We like to host a dinner party.
We like to host a dinner party. We haven't been hosting dinner parties really of late.
Yeah, it's been a while.
But in our height, yes.
Yeah, because we like to really really go for it. But I thought we could talk about just kind of our cooking history, maybe some wins, maybe some fails. Do you have any cooking fails? Anything that comes to mind for you?
Cooking fails.
Yeah.
What are you referencing?
I wasn't referencing anything. I just asked a question.
Seems to me like you're talking about my Swedish meatballs. Okay. I was like 19 years old.
It is true.
It was my first apartment.
Yep.
I didn't know how to make Swedish meatballs.
You were so excited for your Swedish meatballs.
My mom always made them. I thought I was going to like be an adult. It might be the first like meal I tried to make.
Yeah,
other than like quesadillas.
It was shortly after I moved into the apartment with you, and it was probably like us playing house for the first time.
We were playing house.
Yes, we were very, very, very excited about it.
I have not eaten a Swedish meatball since then, I don't think. I loved them growing up.
Yeah.
But it turns out fucking ground beef is disgusting. So I had to like take this like raw ass ground beef and like put it into meatballs.
Yeah,
oh my God, it was disgusting.
Yeah.
I was so grossed out that I just like completely
that you forgot to season any.
Completely botched. I don't know what I did.
It was ground beef balls in paste. It was, and I remember just like, I don't know how to react to this.
Well, you married me anyway.
I did.
I haven't made Swedish meatballs since.
Is that true?
Absolutely. When would I have made Swedish meatballs?
I don't know. Maybe, yeah, I guess.
You feel like I tried to redeem myself?
I think you did once.
Oh.
I had remember when I poured the turkey grease into your apple cider by accident?
No.
Or was it fat?
You put apple cider into my gravy.
Oh, yeah, apple cider.
On Thanksgiving. I had
I can't remember.
I had apple cider on the stove.
Yeah.
Because I was serving apple cider.
Yes, we were doing hot apple cider.
Apple cider with some Fireball and cinnamon sticks. It was so cute. Of course, virgin for the children.
Yeah.
And I had my cute little coffee cups with the little saucer, and I was serving it to everyone, but I had it on the stove to keep it warm. and somehow you put it in the gravy. I don't know what you thought it was. Maybe you thought it was just like stock that was like warming, or like beef broth or something.
Yeah,
But
I don't know.
You just dumped it right on in the gravy, like right on in.
Yeah. I don't remember what I
And
was thinking.
We just went for it.
Yeah.
Anyways, because, I mean, now I know that you can just make gravy from nothing.
Right.
But at the time, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought that we needed the drippings and all the stuff.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, I mean, what do we do? So we just served it. We just served apple cider gravy.
We sure did. We sure did.
I don't remember it being disgusting.
No, because I didn't get a ton in. You caught me before I put like a lot in, and I didn't have a lot to put in.
It was just like, subtle apple flavor.
Yeah.
I mean, you put apples inside for aromatics,
Yeah,
right?
and there's cranberries on. I mean, it all was fine. It was fine. Was that also though the year that you made your squash soup?
I don't know, maybe. Yeah, probably.
It's in Maple Grove.
It was.
That blew me away. That was so good.
That was so nice. I mean, I'm not like a good cook.
See, you
And
say
you
that.
really liked something I made.
No, you say that. You just made something not too long ago that I was like, this is the best whatever it was I think I've ever had. What was it?
I think it was beef stroganoff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Maybe.
It was amazing.
Oh, thanks.
It's just, I think what it needs to be is it needs to be a food that you are craving. And then you really give it the attention. Like, it's got to be like your avocado toast, or like when you made the stroganoff, you just really wanted beef.
I
And
did.
and
I
so-
wanted beef so bad.
And so I think that's the secret is that if you're going to cook, it better be what you want.
Yeah.
Where I don't cook that way often. I usually cook like what I think people will really like. And so then I always take on way too much. Like, well, my other major fails have been Clementine's birthday cakes.
I don't think that fails.
Not their quality in terms of taste, but the decorating I'm not very, very good at yet. But we'll see.
I liked it.
The effort is so there. The sweat that I pour into those cakes is
The only time I can think of you taking on too much is fresh pasta.
yes.
Heart-shaped.
Yeah.
Fresh
Yeah.
ravioli.
Yeah.
I'm like, that was like a lot.
I like
and it was your first time ever trying.
Well, that's how I do it. Like every time I bake something, it's a one and done. I made a long time ago, and I don't know what the occasion was, but we brought it I made a chocolate cake, or maybe I just made it for you, and then we brought it with someplace because it was way too much cake. It was like a 3-layer.
No, you made it for a dinner party.
Oh, I did?
We had a dinner party at some friend's house for Valentine's Day.
And that was really good. And then
It's delicious.
when you were pregnant with Jude, you wanted carrot cake,
Mhm.
and I made you a carrot cake, and we brought it to tailgate, and one of our friends ate it and wasn't convinced that I made it.
Yeah.
He thought I was lying. He was like, "What's in it?" And so I just started, and I got like 5 ingredients in, and he was like, "Okay." I made you a homemade from scratch cherry pie when you were pregnant with Clementine.
Mm-hmm.
Never done before.
We had
since.
to buy
A cherry pitter.
a cherry pitter for that occasion.
Yes. It's come in handy a couple of times, actually.
Yeah.
So, but when we were, and I think, having kids definitely affects for everybody, right? Like all of our friends that we would invite to a dinner party also have kids.
Yeah.
And the ages that we've been in are just not conducive to having a dinner party, but we're getting closer.
We are.
We're getting closer. It's coming back. And so, but we used to, we made that beef Wellington like Christmas dinner, and I'd never done that before, and that turned out really well.
You make a mean beef Wellington.
It's great. Well, it's all Gordon Ramsay. I'm just following the master, but because we enjoy hosting a dinner party.
Love it. Well, I enjoy the hosting part
Yeah,
a little more, I think. You enjoy the cooking part.
right. And everybody enjoys us at a
Sure.
10 all
Why
meal
not?
long. breaking into song and nothing but puns that only you laugh at and everybody else just stares at each other while we laugh. But
no.
But yeah, it's interesting because I feel like liking hosting a dinner party is not quite the norm of like there are more people that like the idea of like a potluck kind of concept, which is still a dinner party. But I mean like
no. A potluck is not a dinner party.
Okay. So if you're asking people to bring other food,
Yes.
bring their own food,
Yes.
then it is no longer a dinner party.
I know.
Man, see how like you have some very strong opinions about what a dinner party is and is not.
I do.
I did not know
Yes,
this.
I did not know this either.
Okay. Well, all right.
I'm finding out right along with you.
Okay, yeah. So, but I guess maybe I kind of agree, right? Like,
Potluck's a potluck.
yeah,
It's its own thing. It has its own name.
That's true. And you do an awesome job at theming out very quickly. Like the table.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
The table.
Sorry.
The table settings.
Gotta make the table settings look nice.
And you always break out like these the little chalkboard thingies.
Do you like the chocolate?
You like to make sure everybody knows what everything
know what you're gonna
is.
eat.
Yeah, I love that.
I think I'm like a minimalist though. Some people are like over the top on their tablescapes.
Yeah.
Mine are very simple.
No, it's
very basic.
I call them understated.
Understated? Sure.
Yeah.
It's kind of my style.
Yeah. So, speaking of dinner parties, how do you think we would do at the dinner party with Michael Scott and Jan?
That one night, you made everything all right.
Ooh. I feel like that episode makes some people very uncomfortable.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I could see that.
But yeah,
it doesn't make me uncomfortable.
No. I agree. I enjoy nothing more than a situation where we can non-verbally communicate and know exactly, like, we were like, what the fuck?
What's happening? It'd be so fun.
Oh, that episode is so great. I think one of my favorite parts of that episode is when Pam gives Jan the bottle of wine and she goes, "Oh, thanks. This will be great to cook with."
Oh my God. Such a bee. Such a bee.
All because she thinks her and Michael had an affair. Oh man, that episode is so good.
Yeah.
The outtakes from that episode.
When Jim tries to leave Pam behind.
You'll never guess. I just got a message from my landlord. Apparently my apartment flooded. Something with the sprinkler.
Oh, no.
Pam, we should probably get going and see the damage.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you don't need two of you to do that.
That's true. Dinner sounded delicious. Pam, I'll see you at home. Thank you so much.
and then Pam's like, "You can buy new stuff, but there's only one general." That's a good point, Pam. Such a good episode. But I have we ever been to an especially awkward dinner party? In your mind, we don't have to like reference it at all, but I don't think so. I don't think so either.
I feel like though we just like would have fun wherever we were, and if it was awkward, like we would just turn it into fun.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I guess the one thing that I did do, not really awkward, but remember we had somebody you worked with and her fiance over, and I was really into Manhattans then.
Oh yeah.
And he wanted Manhattan, so I don't judge. He was just like, "These are amazing," and he's just like, "Can I have another one?" And he ended up spending a little time in our bathroom.
And I spent a little time wiping the walls.
Yes, he missed. It was an emergency, it appeared. So there's whiskey vomit all over the side.
Whoops-a-daisies. Oh, I feel like I made a mistake that night with my panzanella. I made panzanella
Uh-huh.
and I forgot to get basil.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
like a main ingredient.
Yes.
So it was like really not great.
Yeah.
I was
yeah.
so proud because I made such good panzanella. I was so proud of it.
That's why I did it. I needed to get him so drunk he didn't remember
I was like,
that the,
oh, my
the
panzanella
panzanella.
is amazing.
Don't worry,
and
I
was,
got
like, missing like a primary ingredient.
But no, I don't really relate to. I don't think I've really been in a situation where I was like awkward. There's ones where I'm like, I am ready to be out of here. Like the vibe is not right. But
Sure. I'm not usually ready to get out of anywhere.
I know it, Jenny. It's funny you didn't react to like needing a playlist for a dinner party, but I feel like a playlist really matters for like your whole theme.
I agree with you,
Uh-huh.
but I would forget about it.
Mm.
Like if I was just left alone to have a party, I
Yeah.
would forget to put on music for sure.
You think?
Absolutely.
Oh,
It wouldn't be on my mind. And I would never think about pairing the music with my theme or my menu.
because like there are really easy ones, right? Like Sinatra. What are you eating with Sinatra?
Steak,
Oh, interesting.
right?
Oh, yeah.
Are you thinking Italian?
I was thinking Italian, but
Oh.
yeah, but no, I think steak is yeah.
Yeah. No, Italian is like, when the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie. That's
So yeah, so you're just singing like the Buca de Beppo playlist.
maybe.
A little Dean Martin. Well, that's why like Dean Martin. I feel like I would think Italian, but would you think Dean Martin steak or Italian?
Gosh, I don't know.
Gosh.
Never thought of it before.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
All right, let's try just vibes. Okay. Like Fleetwood Mac, Yacht Rock.
What am I eating?
Yeah, what do you think? What do you think goes with that?
Oh my god.
See, I think that for me is like
Can you sing it?
which one?
Sing anyone.
Oh.
Sing a song. Sing a Fleetwood Mac song.
Well, here you go again, you say you want your freedom.
Try another one. That didn't conjure up any food for me. another one.
I can't think of any off the top of my head. But like Yacht Rock, like
Bow, 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 bow. Bow, 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 bow. That's Yacht Rock,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Bow, bow. I don't know. Maybe I'm eating some mussels.
Yeah. See, like
Some bread.
yeah, I'm thinking like, or like tapas. So like, like it's warm. You're just kind of hanging out, and then you're just like munching on a bunch of different like
Maybe some crab
good stuff.
dip.
Oh yeah, some crab dip, grape leaves. That kind of deal. But it's interesting. Like pop music doesn't really. What does pop music go with? Pizza.
Pizza.
Yeah.
Maybe. Nachos.
Nachos. As long as it's like Bad Bunny and Pitbull, then you can eat nachos.
Pop music. Sing it. sing something. Sing some pop music. I gotta see if I think of a food. Come on, sing it.
Sing some pop music.
Yeah,
I
sing
was
some
like,
pop music.
like what? I don't know.
I don't know. Justin Timberlake, Taylor Swift.
I can't think of a single song right now.
Sing "It's Gonna Be Me."
You might been hurt, babe. It ain't
Chicken
no
wings.
lie. Chicken wings. I need to remember the next time I'm around anybody when NSYNC comes on. It's just like, this kind of makes me feel like chicken wings. You? What?
Just being honest.
Hey,
Trying to answer your question.
No, I love it. I love that. But I think that's my point. Like pop music doesn't really, because like country music,
Barbecue.
right?
Yeah.
So yeah, like pop music doesn't really lend itself to like a specific food. It's like you need to have something a little more like I don't know. I guess because if you're pop music, like maybe if you went to an individual
Because
artist.
if you're pop musicking, you're dancing. And if you're dancing, you're not eating. What?
You dance when you eat
Well, no,
all the time.
I mean, like actual dancing.
Oh.
Like in the club dancing.
In the club.
Yeah, maybe I'm having some tots or some French fries,
Oh
but I'm
my
dancing.
God.
You know?
Tots. Remember the tots in DC?
I don't think I was dancing that night, but yes, I do remember the
Well,
tots.
we were dancing at the wedding beforehand. I don't know that we were dancing at that place.
We weren't
though.
dancing at that bar.
But we
We were part of a social experiment.
that's the only thing we could ever figure out. Is because we were in this bar and it was like there was like a partial reserved room for like the wedding, a reserved area that we had.
We did?
I think so. Like
Oh,
yeah,
I
like
didn't
there was
know.
like a staged area. We never went there. Right. Because
Yeah. That's why I don't remember.
right, because like I can't remember exactly. I think we went to the bathroom and like maybe I went and got us drinks and then met you. And then outside the bathroom, there was a high top table with a giant plate of tots on it.
Giant it was a
And-
basket, wasn't it?
No, it was a plate. I can remember it
Oh, it was
so
a
well.
plate.
And we sat there or stood there next to it. And we're just like, at first it was unspoken.
Well,
It
no,
was-
at first we were trying to figure out if we stole someone's table. We were like, is this someone's table? Did they just like, go to the bar? Go to the
Oh,
bathroom
yeah,
or
yeah,
something?
yeah, yeah.
Like, is this
Yeah,
table taken?
yeah,
And
yeah.
we're like trying to figure out if we stole someone's table.
Yeah. Because
But
we were
as
just,
time passed,
the tots remained untouched. And then we were just like,
there was another person with us too.
should we?
It wasn't just the two of us.
Right. Should we? And I was like,
I think we should.
we were like looking for cameras.
We
and-
were looking for cameras. We were like, this is some sort of social experiment. They're
Yeah.
trying to see how long a plate of tots can make it in a bar
Right.
before someone will eat them.
Yeah.
And I thought I was going to end up on the internet,
Yes.
but it didn't stop me.
But it turned out to be I can't remember the name of the restaurant. I think was it called the Bulldog in DC, I think?
I don't remember.
It was something like that. I think I still follow them on Instagram because I followed them on Instagram because
Looking for yourself.
I remember I remember thinking if it was, they're gonna post about it and I'll know, and at least I'll be able to see if we go viral. So yeah, but those tots, sorry, I just remembered that when
Those tots were good.
they were amazing.
They were good.
And that's the thing too, like you can be so surprised by the most simple food
Oh,
when
yeah.
it's late night and it's just like, what is this delicious thing?
It's
Because we
amazing.
never would get neither of us order tater tots on the regular.
Never.
Nah. Last thing before we go.
Okay.
If we had some sort of situation that came up and we found out today that we needed to host a dinner party this weekend, what are we making? What's our dinner party?
Steak.
You think we're making steak?
Absolutely. I feel like that's the easy like go to.
So
Especially once you started using the sous vide.
yeah. So we sous vide a steak,
Mashed potatoes,
an
asparagus,
easy mashed asparagus,
bread,
bread. What kind of bread?
French.
Well, French bread. Could make some focaccia.
I don't think you would do that if we found out today that we're hosting a dinner party on the weekend. I was trying to go with like our staple meal.
Yeah.
Focaccia is like
All right. Let's say we had to throw a dinner party. We had to impress somebody.
we had to impress
Yeah,
somebody.
we have to
Oh, we'll start with some mussels
muscles.
because they're very easy.
yeah,
They're so easy, but they seem elevated.
yeah,
But I can even make them.
Yeah.
In a white wine sauce with bread.
with some French bread.
And then you have to have a fancy salad.
Yeah.
if you're gonna impress someone. So that's you. But I always struggle with the fancy
I like salads that have a lot of different flavors in them, and usually pecans. So like I would go with like I'd go with a strawberry salad with either a feta or gorgonzola and some pecans
gorgonzola
and some
far superior.
Yeah,
to feta.
and so we go gorgonzola with some red onions and some of those like flavor bomb tomatoes. Those little cherry
You
tomatoes.
love those flavor bombs.
They're amazing. They're versatile.
Yeah.
So there. Okay. So now we're in there. What's our main? If
you're really trying to impress someone, I feel like your signature impressive dish is beef Wellington.
Beef Wellington. Yeah. It's not really a spring dish though. You know what I mean? Did people really want a Wellington in May?
I didn't know it was like
gonna be May.
It's gonna be May.
Oh. I didn't know it was like so like your example was literally this weekend. I didn't know I was making a menu. I just thought it was like on a short.
Oh no, yeah, no. I mean, like
You
we are about to
literally
find out. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think? Am I supposed to answer, or are you participant?
I'm just trying to give vibes. I mean, I could. So I think steak is a good call. I think you do go steak.
Mash.
Asparagus. Yeah, and then
easy
cheesecake.
Boom, and boom goes the dynamite.
Yeah. What's the playlist for that menu? It depends on who the unexpected guest is, right? If it's somebody shitty, we just play like super fast paced music.
Oh, to get him out.
Yeah, just turn it over.
I'm feeling yacht rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm feeling yacht rock.
Yeah. Yeah. You're in your yacht rock era. I am so excited to have you here. Welcome. There's such a beautiful world of easy listening for you to experience. Sailing takes me away to where I'm going through. Christopher Cross. What?
Christopher Cross?
Yeah.
Is that really his name?
Yeah.
That's funny.
He likes to stand.
He doesn't make you jump.
He doesn't jump. No. Well, yeah, like I said, I think we are coming back around to more dinner party opportunities.
We're almost there.
We're a lot of our friend groups that have kids of the same age. We're starting to have older ones that are going to be able to kind of manage a little bit.
Yeah, let's do it.
And we'll be able to start hosting and taking reservations, since people will be clamoring to get back over and spend time with us.
Obviously.
Well, I think honestly my favorite part about hosting dinner parties is prepping with you. Like that's my favorite part. And I like the opening part when people show up and it's like the early fresh conversation. But then I usually fall apart mentally in the kitchen and don't hear anything anybody's saying. Like stories are being told that I'm participating in but forgetting, because again, like you said, I always take on way too much, and you always tell me not to. You always ask me if I'm sure I want it. I'm like, yeah, I want it. Yes, I'm making pasta. What am I? You know, like it is so dumb. I don't know why I like that part of it so much, but I just don't like to cut the corners. I don't know why.
I think you want to impress people.
Yeah, there's probably a bit of that. I do like it. I like the challenge of it. Because there have been a few times where I have been something I made not too long ago where I was on the brink of disaster. Like the whole thing would have been done, and I saved it. It was something cream based. I can't remember what it was, but it came together like at the very end, and I was like, oh, thank God. Because it was like the whole thing. I can't remember what it was. But yeah, I always get myself upended. But
I can't remember.
I don't know. People should have more dinner parties.
More dinner parties.
Host more dinner parties and invite us so that we don't have to do all the cooking. All right. Should we go check on the kids?
Let's go check on the kids.
See you next week, everybody.